Hello and welcome back to another episode of Raw Life Artist. My name is Clenda, and today I'm going to talk about one of the biggest artist swoons I have ever experienced, and that is facing silence. It's when we create something, we put it out there, and no one seems to care. There's no feedback, no one's reaching out to you. No one, like if you're sharing on Instagram, there are hardly any likes, there are no comments, there are no reposts, no one's talking about your art. Instead, you get people keep sending you stuff, but no one's ever sharing your stuff. It's, I don't know, your music isn't selling, your books aren't selling, you're not hired for gigs or performances or whatever your field of art is. Your blog isn't like read, there are no comments, there are no likes, there is no traffic. Same goes for podcasts, whatever. It's this absolute excruciating pain when you create something and it means something to you, and it means something, it has the potential to mean something to other people. Like, whatever you created, it's so valuable, it's so raw, it's beautiful, it's meaningful, it's expressing something, whatever your art is about, and you put it out there, you find the courage to send it out there, and then it vanishes into the ether of nothingness. And it's such a fucking shame, because it's so valuable, it's so important for people to hear this, what you have to say, or it has the potential to give so much hope to people, or a new idea or inspiration or a new point of view, like something that could change the world. And yet no one seems to hear it. No one, it's like you're throwing something valuable is on the street and people just pass by it and trample all over it. And it hurts. It hurts so much, because you know how valuable your art is. And yet no one seems to care, or no one cares, because there's no evidence of people liking it. Maybe the occasional yes here, maybe from a friend, and it's important that friends support you. But I mean, you know what I'm talking about here, right? It's this absolute pain you feel when you have something and you even, like, when you know it's good and you put it out there and it's like nothing. Like, and it's the most frustrating thing, and it's the most painful thing, and this is why I'm calling it one of the artist's wounds. And I'm experiencing this myself. I wouldn't talk about it if I hadn't experienced it myself. And honestly, I'm smack in the middle of it. I'm still experiencing it. And I think I believe that it's important that I talk about it, even though fears come up that I'm going to share in a second. But I believe it's important that I share this now, like for myself, for my own, processing of it all. But also because whenever you find this episode and it resonates with you, it will have been worth it, because I truly believe that even if maybe no one listens to it now when I publish it, I don't know, that someday it'll work out, and that it will reach you, whoever needs to hear this. So what happens when we put something out there and there's little resonance? I mean, there is the factor of, oh, I need like, it's possible, like, that there is this factor of I need validation, that like my ego needs some kind of validation. That's one aspect. Then there's the other aspect of, is it okay that I'm here and people need to like tell me that it's okay that I'm doing my art and that I'm putting it out there, or people need to tell me that my art is actually good. And these are all factors that could apply to you. You can like check in with yourself. What is deep down? Why does it hurt so much when this happens? I've been through all of these stages. Like a couple of years ago, I was in the police. People let me know that it's okay that I'm doing my art, that I'm putting it out there. Then it was, please feedback to me that it's good. And now it's just this, I've come to a point where it's just so heartbreaking, because I know my art is good. I know what I do is good and valuable. What I share, it's valuable. And honestly, all I want is to connect to people out there with my art. Like there's no, like I it's the greatest, it's the best feeling. And of course this is like, it has something to do with me, but it's not an ego thing. But there's something so magical about your art being the reason why someone else has hope renewed, why someone else makes it through a difficult phase. It's magic. And if this person, and I trust and I want to believe that what I do gifts that to people out there without me ever knowing it. And also, if the person who gets inspired by your art feedbacks it to you or reaches out to you, it's a compounding of this joy, of this hope, of this magical feeling of art having been created, having been put out there, having been received, and people are like, oh my God, this helped me so much, and I'm gonna reach out to the artist and I'm just gonna share it because it makes me happy to share, to tell the artist that what they did had been like life-changing for me. And for the artist, it's amazing because, oh my God, what I created, it helped me, and now it helps other people, and now we can like compound this joy we feel about the creation. And it's just connection. It's connection. And I feel like this is what hurts me the most, that when I put stuff out there, it is meant for other people. Like, it's not whatever I create. Yes, it's to express something I'm experiencing, but it's never meant to just stay on my laptop hard drive and go to waste there. It's always meant to be sent out there into the world and support and give hope to other people. I mean, this is what music is about. We all have so many songs that we dive into and we feel hopeful and heard and all these things. And this is what the magic of art is about. And it's even more beautiful if we feedback this back to the artist. And it's so painful when this doesn't happen, especially like for the artist, because I mean, all these fears that come up, all the doubts that come up when we put stuff out there and no one seems to notice or sees it but skips over it or just passes it by, and I don't know, all these things. And I know we get hung up on likes and comments on fucking Instagram, but it means something. Like a little comment, a little heart can come a long way, just to know, hey, I'm there. It's not going into the ether of nothingness what you do. Because when I put something out there and I don't know, I just really like uploaded a reel, and it has this beautiful design, and I personally, I love it. I love the clips I selected, the text I wrote and put in there, and the music I selected. And I find it very aesthetically pleasing. It's not like an opus, but it's like a little piece of poetry. And I don't know, there were 2 likes and it's been up for like an hour. And it hurts. It hurts. And I don't know, just reflect on what comes up when you feel like that. When something like that happens, when you put something out there and there's no feedback, no resonance, like no traffic. What fears come up? What thoughts? What doubts come up? Like for me it's or it has been over the past couple of years, things like, do people even get what I do? Is my art, does it make sense? And that's so insane because art doesn't have to make sense, but these are the things that, I don't know, they come up. Like, does my art make sense to people? Is it clear who I am? Is it clear what I do? Because I'm a multifaceted artist, I do a lot of stuff. So my worry, my fear is that, do people get what I do, or is it too much? Is it too many different things? If I narrowed down, I would feel like, do people even get who I am? Because I'm just showing one side of me, like this pain of, do people even get me? Am I relatable? Like, is what I share, does it like hit home with people? Or is it just like, I have an issue and I'm the only person, like I'm alone with this. I'm the only person with this issue, dealing with it this way, but all the other people, they're having these problems. Like, am I alone with what moves me and what is expressed through my art, Like, am I alone? Am I relatable? Do people understand me? Do people get me? Is my art, is it even good? Is it good enough? Do I come across as a like professional artist? Or do I come across as someone who just puts stuff out there, but it's like irrelevant? Like, oh my God, I'm so scared of being irrelevant, or of my art being irrelevant for people. Like, yes, it's not irrelevant for me, of course. But it doesn't matter how relevant it is to me if it's irrelevant to everyone else. Because yes, I'm an artist because I am, but it is, like I said, about the connection and about connecting, and it's for people, to give people hope and all these things, and inspiration, and to connect to people and all these things. And if it's irrelevant, if no one cares, if no one is out there, then why bother? I mean, and then this thought, like, I wouldn't know what else I would rather do than create and put my creations out there. And also, what's the point if no one cares? Like, these two things, they clash. It's an inner battlefield. It's a war zone in there. And it's tearing me apart. And it used to render me like I was lying on the floor, staring up to the ceiling, and I like freeze, like nervous system freeze. Like, I don't know what else to do. And I wondered, like, I feel so powerless because I've pivoted, and this is another thing. Like, I mean, it's important. I believe that it's important to strive to get better. That like evolution is just a innate human thing. We can only evolve. If we don't evolve, it's basically we're dead. When we don't evolve, we're dead. So yeah, over the past couple of years, I've been returning to my artist identity and feeling who I am as an artist and feeling myself as an artist in everyday life, And I've pivoted. I started out in the coaching industry, in the online e-commerce industry than coach, but it never really clicked. And then I found back like to my true artist identity. I also coach now, but it comes from a different place. Yeah, we get to strive to become better at things, but at some point it's not about changing what you do or who you are. Like, it's an uncovering of who you are as an artist and returning to your true authentic voice, even though this is such a cliche thing to say, but really coming back to your unaltered voice. And this is like part of this insane pain that, because of over the past couple of years, I've really unearthed who I am as an artist and really found my way back to how I can talk about, write about, share in an uncensored way. You know, not in what would people hear, what would make it very clear for people, but can I really say this? Can I really say it like that? But really, like, and it's a journey. I'm still on this journey to really being completely uncensored, you know. But I've become more and more myself. However, and it's like in this coaching industry, people say, oh, the more authentic you are, then all of a sudden you connect. And I'm like, I've been on this journey to really being myself more and more, sharing vulnerably, sharing openly, sharing in a way that is really true to who I am, and more so. However, the results have not changed. It's still silence. I'm still facing relative silence, and that is what it makes me so fucking angry. Like, if I wore a mask and if I were completely in reaction and did not, like, everything I did was just a scam and no one cared, I would understand that. But I'm sometimes we feel, I'm fairly sure you know how this feels, like we evolve, we get better at things, we do the inner work, we do the outer work, we keep sharing, we keep refining our craft, and we keep being more and more authentic and more who we are and what we want to create without being censored by voices outside or by ourselves or by our fears. We do all this, however, nothing seems to make a difference, still silence. And that is the most frustrating thing, because we come to a place where it's like, what else could I ever do? Like, this is the complete, I don't know what else to do. Hopelessness, at a loss, freeze mode, basically. And I've been having this really hard time lately, because I'm going to explain to you how this feels, because this pain I just described, it's so present. It's so, like, this wound is so deep that whenever I think now or feel like I want to create something, I'm immediately drawn to, oh, what about what happens after? Like, oh, this pain of silence, it's ever present. Like, I feel like at the moment I'm in a pit, and I feel like I cannot create freely anymore. I can't create with joy in my heart anymore, because I'm always attached to the outcome. I'm attached to, like, this pain is so present of how it will be received, because of all these fears that come up. Oh, is it not clear? Am I not relatable? Nothing, like, or the main problem, like, is success even possible for me? Or will nothing I ever do works out? Like, these are all these beliefs, all these things we harbor, they all come up. So whenever we think about creating, or we want to create, and we want to, like, nurture this fire of creation, it's immediately like down, like the doors shut in your face, because the pain is so present. And oh yeah, why even start? Like I was thinking about, oh, I would so be into writing a book, but then I would have to market it and no one would care. So why even bother? So the fire immediately went out. And I'm like, okay, can I ever create again without this pain killing the fire, without this pain killing the vibe? And honestly, I don't know. Like, I want to believe it. I trust it. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make that happen. And I know somatic work and energetic work is going to, it will be the key to that. But it's like, it's a fucking hard journey. And when I say attached to the outcome, because I hear people say, oh, as an artist, don't think about the people you're creating for. When you create for yourself. And after you've created it, then think about how to put it out there. But that's not what this is about. This is about the pain being so present of the past, like how it feels to face silence, that you can't even come to this point where you can create, enjoy, or like fully dive into this zone of creation, because the pain, it's suffocating the flame that is the ignition for creation, you know? So I was wondering about why does it hurt me so much? And yes, like I said, there are all these fears. Am I not clear? Am I not relatable? Am I alone in this world? I don't know, am I not good enough? Is my art not good enough? Is it not the timing? All these things. Am I not professional enough? Blah, and all these things. However, I found something else underneath this. Because what it means when we create and we have something to share, we have this life in mind, this, like, there's a reason why we create, and we want to earn our money with that, why we want this to be our job, you know, why we want to build a community, a fan base, and all these things. It's because we envision a certain lifestyle for ourselves, but also a certain way of living. And it includes granting art to people for inspiration, for hope, and all these things I talked about. So I have this life, this vision of how my life could look like, so present in my mind and in my body and my feeling, like I feel it. But whenever I'm facing silence, it's another sign that the life I want to live, I'm not living it right now. And there are no signs that this is going to happen anytime soon. So whenever I'm facing silence, it means that I'm stuck in a life that is not the life I want to live. And time is running out. However, time is not standing still. And every time, like, a little silly little reel I post gets no likes, it's another indicator that the life I want to live as an artist, having impact, having a voice, it's not happening. It's still not happening. And I'm still far from living the life I want to live. And I'm getting older. And I'm running against death, basically. So we're running out of time. Like, I feel, like I said, whenever I want to create, there's this, the pain is like a boulder in front of my path, blocking the way forward. But there's this immense pressure pushing me from behind because I'm running from death. I'm running against time. And in front of me, there's this boulder of pain, and it's blocking the way to move forward in creating. But there's always also this forward pressure pushing me forward. But there's this boulder, and I'm getting I'm just getting squished in between those two. And this is how it feels. This is how I feel right now. And maybe you can find yourself in that. Because there's this, I mean, you're an artist. It's not something you choose to do. It's just something you are. And there's this trajectory in your life to move forward as an artist and, put it out there and be that person. And this pressure, it's time pressure. It's pushing you forward. However, when you're unable to move forward because there's so much pain, this is when it's like, when it sucks. Understatement of the year. So how can we create again? How can we ease this pressure from behind? And how can we, clear the path and ease this pain? And because it feels like the helplessness is the worst part of it. Like, we can get so caught up in what else could I do differently? What else do I have to do? What else do I have to change? How must I improve? What should I do instead? What is it, like this controlling thing, or this mind-based wondering, trying to figure things out. Instead, like, because we want to find a solution for why it's not working. Like, it's not just why isn't it working? What do I have to do? All these questions, and then it's always about what more need I do? What more should I do? What more do I have to do? And then I had a realization. And I'm going to tell you the story in a bit, because it's not about doing more. It's actually about not doing anymore. And it's the perfect metaphor, because in the middle of the last year, in September, like a couple of months ago, in 2025, in September, I went to Cyprus on a retreat as part of my training to be a somatic practitioner and energetic work facilitator. And I was on that plane, and I had a connecting flight to Cyprus from Frankfurt. And the connection flight was in Vienna. And I was like in the first part of this journey, sitting on the plane in seat C13, and the plane wouldn't take off. The plane would not take off because there were delays, because there was something else going on. There were a couple of factors that led to the fact that the plane was not taking off. And all I could think about, I was going insane in my seat, trapped in this steel thing. All I could think about was, I'm gonna miss my connection flight. I'm gonna be so late. Even if I make it to Cyprus finally, will there still be a taxi? Because I was landing in the evening, and it would get even later. Like, is there even another connection flight to Cyprus on this day? Or would I have to sleep at the Vienna airport and miss the retreat and miss the time I spent there? And I realized it's also about time. Like, I was so frustrated because it was so unfair. There were so many unfair things. But the thing is, like, I felt like I was losing time. Like, I was running against time. Like, I'm losing time if I arrive there later. And I was sitting there, and I had to buckle up to not, get out of the plane and, make the plane fly with my bare hands. Obviously, that's not something I could have done. So I was feeling completely hopeless. I was feeling completely helpless. I was sitting there, like I did everything I could do to make it there. I went in, I got in the car, I went to the airport, I went to the gate, I went into the actual plane. Now I'm sitting here. I booked the flight beforehand, like I did what I could do, and now I'm sitting here, and now there's nothing more I can do because it's out of my hands. And yes, this makes me feel very helpless. Okay, let's see what else. Like, I did like everything I knew. Like, I gave myself safety, the safety that I needed, because I know, because of my training, what to do in situations like that. But I sat there I felt helpless, and I did some practices, so I was able to figure out, okay, is there something I could actually do? Like doing everything in your power to do. And there was, okay, I could check my app and check if there's like a connection flight, a new one. And I actually could rebook a new flight, and there was one. And then it was about, I'm sitting here, I don't know if we're gonna start, when, or how this whole journey will like continue. I did what I could. In the moment, I made sure that I did everything in my power, but then there comes this line where it's not about doing more, because the doing more in this scenario would have been, I'm hijacking the pilot and I'm flying the plane myself. Obviously, not what's gonna happen, but I did everything I could. And then there's this line where it's not about doing stuff anymore, because there is literally nothing more to do, because it's not in our power. And yes, this could feel very helpless, and this is what I realized, it's about surrender. And not in a giving up kind of way, but in an, okay, I did everything I could, and now I can resist what's happening and fight against what I can't control, and I'm gonna fight and be angry, and I'm focused on the pain and focused on what's not happening. Or I can say, okay, I did everything I could. Now I'm gonna take care of myself, take care of my soul, care of my body, give myself the safety that obviously I don't feel right now, but I'm here for me. I'm here for myself. I did everything I could, and now I'm nurturing myself, and I'm surrendering into this field of where it's out of my hands. And it's exactly the same with facing silence. We're doing everything we can. We're doing everything in our power. We create. We learn our craft. We even get better at our craft. And we put it out there. Like, it's the same, like, I booked the flight, I went to the airport, I got onto the plane, and I did it. I set up the whole thing well. And now, like, you're putting your art out there, you did it, everything. And then it's literally not taking off. And I love that this is exactly the same word, that the plane isn't taking off, even though you did everything, or your art career isn't taking off, even though you did everything. And then, okay, it sucks balls. And then, like me in the plane, like, okay, nurturing myself, doing the work, here's like for myself, like balancing nervous system, giving myself safety. I was hugging myself in that seat all the time, like the whole hours I waited. Like not getting yourself out of the reaction, like bringing yourself to a moment where you can actually think and feel clearly enough to check, is there actually something I could do? Like in the plane, it was me checking if there is another flight, if I can, like the flight I am sure gonna miss, is there another flight, and can I book this one? And I could, because I balanced my nervous system in a way and gave myself safety that I was actually capable of thinking clearly enough to come up with that. And it's the same, like when you're facing silence and it's, oh my God, everything hurts. There's a lot of trauma, and why is it me? And why is it not happening? And we get so caught up in the helplessness that it's so rewarding to grant yourself the safety that you're not feeling right now. So you can bring yourself back into your body and into the present, to check, is there something I can tweak? Okay, yeah, maybe I can try out this new way of doing things, whatever. Or, oh yeah, I wasn't as authentic as I actually want to be, try new things. But then there is this line where it's out of our hands. Like I couldn't literally make the plane start. Just like we cannot literally make people like our art, find our art, comment, like we can't make people do it. And I know that this is the most frustrating thing because it feels like we're dependent on other people. And I find it so much easier when the nervous system is regulated or balanced, and I grant myself the safety and I'm here for myself through this. That it's not this feeling of helplessness or it's out of my hand and I'm dependent, but that it's okay. I did everything I could. And now I'm just going to make sure that I'm here for myself through the hard times when there's still silence, through the times when the times that I can't control, that are out of my hands. How can I navigate myself through those times, through the phase that is out of my hands? And all of a sudden, when I come to this place where like all of my energy went into this drama, into this, why is it happening? Like I was waking up and anxiety rushed through my veins. And it's like, why is it happening? Why is other art more successful even though I don't like it? Why is it possible for them? Why isn't it possible for me? Why am I not clear? Are people so stupid they don't get my art? And all these things, like it's drama. It's the wound, obviously, and several parts of myself. Like I've heard a very bitter voice, and it was me as an old lady not having accomplished the life, or not living the life she dreamt and set out, to create for herself. And it's this bitter old version of me saying, oh my God, like nothing ever worked for me, even though I did everything I could. And this is my biggest fear, that this will happen. But also, I don't believe that it could, because I'm always like moving forward, and there's no other way than it's happening at some point. It's just the when, because I want to have this life that I envision for myself. I want to live it as long as I possibly can. And this is why this whole time aspect comes in. But the more I'm capable of being present in myself, the more I'm capable of releasing this drama, the less energy is wasted. And all of a sudden, I feel like I had this revelation yesterday when it can either be, okay, there's this point where it's out of our hands. It can either be super disencouraging, or when you know how to balance your nervous system and give yourself the safety, all of a sudden it becomes this opening. All of a sudden I have more energy. I have actually more time to do other stuff like live or create or anything, because I'm not wasting it on the drama. When I still feel I can do something, what do I have to do? Oh my God, why is it happening? But there's something I need to do. I'm spending a lot of energy and time into figuring out in my head what else is there? What else is there? I need to do. What am I doing wrong? What do I need right? But when I realized that at some point I did everything I could, and now it's just this plane, this new realm of where it's out of our hands, not as something bad, but as something that just is as it is. This is out of my hands. Okay, then I don't have to waste energy and resources on trying to figure shit out even more than I already have, because I did already everything I can. But now I'm in the realm of, oh, this is out of my hands. Or in other words, oh, now this is where everything is possible or not possible. It's the realm of everything. But this realm is not about actively doing something. This realm is about being present with everything that comes up, all the pain that comes up, and nurturing yourself and guiding yourself. It's like a contraction. Facing silence as an artist, it's a contraction, and reaching this point where we did everything we can and still nothing happens, and it hurts, it's a contraction. And venturing into this realm of it's out of our hands. When it's painful, it's a contraction, and we get to nurture ourselves during those times by being present in ourselves, but without the drama. And I came to realize that it's only really dangerous in my thoughts. It's so much safer in the feelings, and it's so much safer in my body sensations. Because when I wake up and all this, oh my God, why is it happening? Why is it me? Why am I facing silence? I did everything. This is where the drama lies. This is where the pain is nurtured, and it's like getting deeper and going deeper into it. But and for me, I found that it's because we cannot just silence our thoughts. This is what mindset work wants to tell us, but this is fucking bullshit, because we feel everything, and we can't just switch off our thoughts because we still feel shit. But we have to do it a little differently. Like, we can't shut up our thoughts about what's painful. However, there's a difference between like the petty drama way of getting deeper into the abyss, or what I do is, okay, I know there's this pain, and these are the thoughts, but I'm considering them. Like, sometimes I just say, okay, this hurts, this is what hurts, this is what lies beneath it, this is the fear underneath it, and down there, okay, it's this fear of death, it's time running out, my life having been in vain. But it's all almost an like analyzing it from a neutral point of view, because it erases the chance of drama. And and what it does, it pinpoints what's going on. When everything was just chaotic, emotions, thoughts, drama, whatever, with stating out loud what is painful, we create clarity, we create a structure, we create Shiva masculine energy. This is one part. And then once we've created, okay, our mind now knows it's about this. Okay. We put it to the side, and then we go into our feelings. We feel everything, what's happening, all the pain, and we go into our body. Where do I feel it in my body? Oh, this is just, it's on my chest. It's like a demon sitting on my chest. You get poetic, It's about feeling, but without the thoughts. It's without why, without the trauma. Because when you feel stuff, and we think about, oh no, why is it happening? Then it's not expressing emotion. It's getting worse. It's it's compounding the drama of it. But because we've created clarity in what's going on, we've created the Shiva structure, now we can go into Shakti, into the emotion, and feel it. Because the feelings, they're very straightforward. There's no drama. The thoughts, they create the drama. But the feelings, they're just like, you know where you stand with feelings. It fucking hurts. Okay. I got that now. You know? It's like, okay, there's this pain in my chest and I feel sad and I feel... Because saying, oh, why is it happening to me? That's not a feeling. That's a thought. The feeling is sadness. The feeling is anger. And the body sensation is tightness in my chest or whatever, you know? So we need to create clarity in our thoughts, and then we can just focus on the feelings and the emotions. And through it all, like, this is like the simplest thing. But for me, it works best. It's like the absolute game changer. I hate that word. But it's such a simple thing, and it makes such a difference, is to hug myself. I'm sitting here and there are certain touches on my arms, or like I'm stroking my arm. Sometimes it's this, sometimes it's more a tighter hold on myself. You can try it out. It's not like something you do and you always do it the same way. It's depending. You just have to try and find what could give you the safety that you need in the moment when you don't feel safe. How can you provide safety for yourself? And you will know you hit the right thing to do when it's this inner release, this inner widening, this release of this tightness. And I'm just sitting there and I'm hugging myself and navigating the emotions, bringing clarity into my thoughts, and surrendering to this realm where it's not about doing more, but about accepting that at some point there's nothing more to do except for you making it through. So, my loves, that was... I'm fairly sure I could go on, but I feel like I said everything I needed to say. And it was actually very cathartic for me to talk about it. And I just hope that at some point in time you will hear it and you will feel comforted. And yeah, I hope it does, because that's why I do this in the first place. So I wish you all the best, and I hope you're facing silence and make it through, and I hope you're facing the success that you strive for. Mwah.